Welcome back to Man Sharpens Man. I am here with my cohort and partner in crime, Charlie Settles. Charlie
Hello.
never settles.
Hello.
Hello, Charlie. How are you this evening? Are you stoked?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is stoked. I have stoked his fire. Stoked a couple fucking fatties in his brain. He's a little slower now.
Oh yeah.
A little bit slower. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're in training. You're in better. That edible training isn't shit. You're in real training. Like eating weed is just pussy to me. Like everyone that says they eat some weed and they trip out, I'm always like, you are a lying ass. I've eaten hundreds of pounds of weed stuff, and yeah, you get high and like it's a different kind of panicky high. It's not as fun to me. I do give you that, but it's not some kind of thing where it's like, I don't know. It's not like drinking or smoking weed or something. It's pretty wussy. Have you ever eaten edibles, Charlie?
I haven't in a long time.
When you ate them when you were younger and they kind of fucked you up?
Yeah.
Did they make you feel
Actually, no, I
panicky?
did have one a few months ago.
Did it mess with you? I need
No,
to
it
get
was
some edibles
nice.
to make you eat them.
It was nice because we were driving back and I wasn't driving.
That is nice when you're not driving.
Yeah. That was actually really nice.
I've had some pretty good experiences on edibles and bad ones. Like I said, I get a lot of the panic when I eat edibles.
I've never had that.
No?
But I've never really taken...
I got a little bit of I got a touch of the
Any
PSD
large.
though, Charlie. I'm high strung once in a while.
Huh.
I got a touch of the anxiety, as you can imagine. The angina. We're doing a fundraiser. Speaking of PTSD, I got a fundraiser thing I'm going to be participating in. It's kind of a cool thing for me.
Oh, what
To
is that?
Toot my little horn or pat my own little balls or whatever they say. It's going to be a chicken wing challenge or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's funny is I fucking love hot-ass chicken wings. Like, I'm probably going to have to fake like my mouth is burning. They're like, oh, these are atomic hot wings. I'm like, whatever. Bring it. I'll drink hot sauce while I eat hot wings. I don't give a shit. Like, I love some chicken wings, hot chicken wings.
Huh. I enjoy semi-spicy foods, but I get the hiccups with really hot food. I don't think I could take that kind of embarrassment on the show.
I can do it. It's going to be on the radio, too, so I get to be a little medium-ass celebrity or something for a half a minute.
Hell yeah.
Okay, this brings me, I got to tell you my prison story now, Charlie. You just made me think of something funny. We're talking about hot wings.
Okay.
One time, I had a cool-ass monkey named Honeycutt. Me and this guy were just, like, crazy. We used to stay up, like, this dude and me were fucking retarded. We used to do acid together, drank all the time. Like, we partied like a couple of fuckheads. And when we didn't have anything, like, sometimes we were so crazy, we'd stay up with no sleep for, like, 4 days straight. Just so we could trip. Like, we would just do that so we could trip. And we'd go outside, and, like, the bench would talk to me, and I'd think the tree was melting into the... Like, just weirdest shit would be happening. Like, this guy was a nut. Well, one day, we were up for about our third day in a row, and we're kind of tripping a little bit. It's about fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden, there's a fucking big old fucking thud at the door, and I open it up, and the dude's name was Chicken Wing, ironically, had thrown the hugest bag of chicken wings in front of our fucking room. Because he was, like, on the run. He had just stole them. So, like, we pulled him into our cell, the chicken wings, and we ate chicken wings all night long.
It's a fucking feast.
It's a feast in prison. That's a good night. See, you can live good in there. It's all about perspective. That was a great fucking night. We literally ate chicken wings all fucking night long. They would have hot chicken wings in there, like, once a month, and it literally was a dangerous-ass day. Like, people were fighting over those goddamn chicken wings, like... People would owe other people their chicken wings for, like, little backdoor dealings, but coming up before chow. So then it becomes chow time, and it's like, hey, motherfucker, you owe me them chicken wings. And it's like, I'm not giving you my chicken wings. I've changed my mind. Like, I'm not doing a stereotype thing. I know there's a lot of black people in prison, but everyone loved the fucking, like, it was the most sought-after delicacy in prison. People fucking love chicken wings. How do you feel about the chicken wing, Charlie?
Well, that's kind of interesting because... Actually, a few days ago, it was Thanksgiving, and we don't eat chicken wings, of course, on Thanksgiving, but we had turkey, and that was good. But I do like some...
Turkey wings?
Yes, but I do like wings.
I do like wings, too.
Yeah. There's some bad ones, but if you find a
when they're
good
not
place
cooked
to
enough,
get some good wings...
When they're gristly a little bit, and
they're
they
really
like
good.
rip and stick
Oh,
in your
yeah.
goddamn teeth. Oh.
I remember those. We won't mention the
Oh, yeah, I won't mention the restaurant, but those wings
I do have
were
the name of it
horrible.
in my head right now.
I
But
do
won't
too.
mention it.
Those monkeys up there, but that goddamn wings that they gave me.
It's trash.
Shit.
I
That
had
was the worst thing I've ever been paid for comedy. I'd rather be paid nothing than that meal they gave me. That was disgusting.
yeah.
Like
It's almost disrespectful when you get food that bad.
in Michigan, there's a certain, like a Mason-Dixie line for wings. I've noticed it because I've traveled around running drugs back and forth like a shithead. But I've driven from north to south of Michigan a bunch of times, and pretty much right around Birch Run area is where you need to stop. Like any farther north of there, chicken wings are horrible. But south of Birch Run, down, you get down by Flint, like anywhere down there, chicken wings are delicious. And they got good places down there. They got Popeyes down there. They got good shit down there.
Popeyes is good.
Popeyes is so delicious. It's so delicious. I love Popeyes.
Yeah, I had an airport last time.
I always
Actually,
see
it was very
commercials for
good.
Popeyes, and it pisses me off because why are you showing me the fucking commercial for Popeyes chicken? There's not one within like it's like 3.5 hours to the closest Popeyes.
They're
Like,
just
why is that
teasing
on
you
TV?
there.
Yeah, that's teasing me. Oh, you want to know another funny commercial I just seen? Have you seen the fucking commercial with George Foreman? He wants you to send his invention. He's like, do you have an idea for an invention? Send it to me, George Foreman. Have you seen that commercial?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the ex-boxer who's been clubbed in the head a million times, George Foreman, who sells the grills and shit.
Yeah.
He's on this commercial for Invent Tech, where if you're an inventor and you've invented some shit, you can send in your invention idea, and like he's their spokesperson. And it's like when you're being an inventor, you're being creative, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker named all 12 of his kids some variation of George. He is anything but creative, Charlie. It's
Maybe
so
it's-
funny to me that he's doing a commercial for inventions.
Maybe it's just a lot of concussions. built
Yes,
up
it
over
was a
time.
lot of concussions. He's got like his girls are Georgina. Did you know that about George Foreman?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got like 9 or 10 or 12 kids or some shit. He's got a gang of children, a religious amount of children, and they all have George variations of their name: Georgette, Georgina, George the First, George the Third, Georgetown. I don't even know all their names, but it's all George stuff.
I guess it's easier to remember because he thinks, if your name is George,
Yeah, that just fucking
you'll
name
remember your
everyone
name at
George.
least.
Just everyone George. Have you ever watched any of the old Bob Newhart shows with Daryl and my other brother Daryl? Remember
No,
that shit?
I haven't.
That's some
I
old
do
school
love-
shit, Charlie. I'm not going to sit here and like give you an old school lesson. I should drop more knowledge on you. You need some old school teaching, Charlie. I need to plug you into some
I
old
do
school
love
shit.
Bob Newhart.
He is a funny motherfucker. I think he just died recently. He might not have.
I don't.
I don't know. Isn't it weird when celebrities are super old, you never know if they're still alive or not?
No, I believe he is. I heard that. Heard a few weeks ago that someone had went to their show, one of his shows recently. He's still doing it. Still really old.
Damn.
Heard, but
He's got
still
that
doing
good
it.
tiger
It just shows you
medication.
can. Yeah, it just shows you can. If you can stand up there
You can get
and
it done.
talk, use your mouth. Doesn't matter how old you are.
What that mouth do, though?
Yeah, you just.
Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even. He'd be like, "What the fuck does that even mean?" It's always funny to me when old people do know like young slang, like some shit like that. Like, wouldn't it be funny if you heard
Yeah.
your grandpa say that to your grandma? What that mouth about, though?
That'd be shocking.
That'd be very shocking and
Yeah.
hilarious. It would be hilarious. What that mouth do? So what else
Yeah.
has been going on? Oh, we got a comedy show tonight. I mean, there's no reason to like plug it, like tell people to come to it. But I am kind of fucking geeked for the show tonight. I got some new material. I'm gonna put a little fucking air under its wings and see if it'll fly.
Me as well.
Some of it's jokes about faking orgasms with my mom, so I don't know how people are gonna take that. But it's gonna, that's what open mics are for. If we're taking a little bit of a risk. I mean, I've never faked an orgasm with my mom, but I used to fake like I believed in Santa. That's kind of the joke. Yeah, I did for a long time.
I did believe in Santa.
She
for a while.
would always sign the fucking labels with her own handwriting. And then, like, I noticed it when I was super young because my mom has, like, really pretty, clean handwriting. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is your handwriting. I think I said it when I was, like, 3. And she's like, no. She's like, Santa forgot to label him, and he called me and wanted me to do it. And I'm like, Santa's bullshit. So then when I told her that, she's like, easy now. If you don't believe in Santa, he won't bring you presents. That's what she told me. So then I just faked like I believed in Santa. And she like held me to that shit till I was way too old. I'm like 12. And she's like, you still believe in Santa, right? And I'm like, yeah. I got cigarettes hidden in my pocket. My pinky stinks like a little pussy. And I'm like, yeah, I believe in Santa still. But, yep, my mom forced that on me, Charlie.
There must be a job out there or something or the other where they have people that can write in that Santa handwriting.
Right, Santa handwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, a
So that
Santa
doesn't happen,
handwriting
yeah.
job. That's not a bad idea.
That could be a good app on the
She
App
should
Store.
just had my dad sign them because his handwriting looks like shit. He looks like he signs shit like Michael J. Fox, and there's nothing wrong with him. With my dad, that is. There's something wrong with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, or
He
you could just
shakes
have a
all the
few
time.
beers.
He's always had a few beers. When he's had a few beers. That's like right before he has a few shots. My dad loves to drink. It's a weird thing. That drinking is a fucking... Woo! I can do it, but man, I'm not tough enough. I think that's my problem. I'm not tough enough to drink.
I feel like I'm poisoning myself when I drink. I don't like to do it.
Me too. I feel like, ooh, man, it fucking tears me up. When they offer me free drinks at the comedy things, I can't take them.
I did never do that.
And then once in a while, I chug one down, and I regret it every time.
Yeah, I never do it.
Every time.
I did feel like I was going to die once, though, when I was
From
drunk.
drinking?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not scared of
I
drugs.
didn't die, of course. But
I've done horrible drugs in my life, smoked too much weed. Weed is my primary drug. I mean, I've never done that many other drugs. I've done a couple little bad things, but nothing that bad. You know, weed is my fucking main vice. I really need to quit smoking so much goddamn weed, Charlie. And we need to start on that shit I was telling you about. We need to get you in the gym.
What was that? I
want to start taking you to GTAC. We need to start going to the gym. I'll cut back on weed if you'll come to the gym. And we'll start a log of ourselves. That's a good idea, isn't it? You like that? Yeah. You can get all buff or something, or you can lose some weight or gain some weight or whatever your goal would be.
Start. You know, I've said it a few times, but I could start fighting.
Hell yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of people come up to me all the time, and they want to fight.
That's because you have an aggressive, mean personality, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm trying to tone it down, yeah.
You got to keep it toned down, brother.
Tone
it down a bit.
Turn down the energy. Just a bit.
Oh, shit. Turn it down, baby. Turn it down for what? You know, one thing I like, I've been fucking traveling around a little bit, Charlie, doing some comedy. Let's tell the folks about that. That was kind of a cool road trip, wasn't it? We went down to Lansing or some shit. Where did we go?
Went to some, I think it was a mall.
Mall, yeah.
It wasn't actually a mall, but it was Harvey's on the mall.
Harvey's on the mall. It was fun doing comedy there, though. It was a nice audience.
Yeah.
Nice tight room. They responded well.
You got that upstairs section there where the comedy goes down. It was
There
fun.
was a lot of single women out that night, Charlie. Did you notice that?
Yeah, you could almost smell it in the air out there.
I could smell it in the air. It was terrible. I'm a married man. That shit is horrible.
I have a cold and I could smell it, to be perfectly honest.
You know, I just got over that flu I had, and you know what? You can tell people are some fiends for weed because people still always wanted to smoke with me. I'd like roll a joint, and they'd be like, I got the flu. I'd tell them, and they'd be like, I'll hit it through my fingers. I'll be okay. They're like, I'm not going to catch it. It's like you're going to catch it if you smoke, but nobody caught it. But people are brave when it comes to weed. Like, people don't want to drink after you. They want you to cover your mouth and stuff, but then you roll up a joint, and they're like, let me hit that.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, Charlie.
It's an interesting phenomenon.
It's a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. You didn't know I could just bust a random song, did you? It's something like a phenomenon. I think that's some rap.
Be a new segment.
A new segment where I bust a rap. I should start rapping a little bit. That's some fun shit. I do like to rap.
I've been saying that to you for years.
You have always encouraged my rap side. You do. With it being Christmas time, what better time to start rapping?
That's what, yeah.
Because there's gifts.
Yes.
That was a retarded pun, but still a good time to start rapping. I could make a Christmas rap.
A lot of albums, I'm sure, that are in the hip-hop genre have been released around these times.
I think,
these
you know what's actually funny, if we look it up, and we can't because my internet in the garage is fucked, but I think there's actually some pretty crazy rap albums out there for Christmas, like a Run DMC Christmas and maybe like Tupac's Thug Christmas. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I know that quite a few like weird rap. Like I'm really sure that NWA and Two Live Crew both released Christmas albums. Yeah, Two Live Crew had a Christmas album. Two Live Crew was a thing where they used to sing songs like "Welcome to the Fuck Shop." You ever listen to any old Two Live Crew?
No.
It
never
was
heard
the
of it.
most misogynistic anthems you can imagine. All they say, I mean, rap still is. Rap still is like that. Rap is terrible. Like there's some rap. I love rap. Don't get me wrong. I listen to a lot of rap. Some rap is wonderful, and it's got a great fucking social message. Some rap is wonderful because it's funny. But when it gets into that, like, pimp rap and all this, hoes and bitches and hoes, and I hate that kind of rap. It's terrible. It's terrible to me,
Yeah,
Charlie.
you start listening to that, and
I'm no champion for women. I'm not a bastard either. But I'm not like a woman's champion. But I don't understand why people listen to that. But you know what I noticed? You know who listens to it the most? What gender do you think, Charlie? Do I see
Males?
bumping? No. Women. Women are listening to that music. That, like that 50 Cent, like my candy shop. That kind of shit. That's girls listening to that shit. Guys aren't, like, sitting around listening to that shit. Girls are listening to that when they're putting their makeup on to go out and shit.
Well, that's what it's made for.
It's terrible. It's stripper music.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel like a stripper before you go out. How can all this empowering shit be on, and at the same time we live in the society we live in? It's a weird fucking time, Charlie. They're fucking coming out after every guy for touching someone right now. Like, it's crazy how many people are getting in trouble for, like, old, weird pervert shit. And, like, what they call perverted has got me scared because I'm definitely perverted. They're just grabbing a girl. I mean, I don't, like, grab a butt with no permission. Like, I get some permission before I'm perverted. But if they're just calling, like, a groping being a pervert, holy shit, Charlie. I do freaky shit. Like, I'm not going to tell you about it because we're alone in the garage and it'll seem gay, but
if you have permission, it's not groping.
Oh, then it's just, I don't know what it is then.
That's just is that just normal?
Let me grope you right now and find out.
No, not groping.
Can I grope you,
normal,
Charlie?
But
I'm not going to use my position of power of man sharpens man here, but I'm going to grope you, okay? I want you to see how it feels just to be in a weaker position, then report back. No, I'm not going to grope you. I just wanted to scare you for a minute.
I mean, I was about to say,
Were you terrified? You were about to get in your first fight, weren't you? You're like, it's time. I'm about to go. No, I wouldn't.
I've actually never been in a fight for all that.
I know. That's why I was pushing you. I was going to see if you were going to attack me. I had a bunkie when I was young. When I first went into prison, Charlie, this motherfucker's name was Red DeMond. And I don't know his first name was Red or not.
Sounds like a guy that would win a fight.
Oh, he was a guy that would win a fight already, and he was one of my first bunkies in GP, which is general population. When I came out of quarantine, he was like my first bunkie. Well, probably third night in there, and like I didn't know much about shit yet. This guy asked me a question. Now I'm going to ask you this question and tell me what your answer would be to this question. He said, "Hey, John." And I said, "Hey, what's up, Red?" And at this point, I think we're friends because he's been real friendly. Real friendly. We've had a lot of conversations. He says, "Hey, buddy, do you know the definition of a pervert?" And I said, "Oh, fuck." In my brain, I'm like, I don't think I like this question at all. Like, where the fuck is this? Where's this line of questioning going, motherfucker? Do I know the definition of a pervert? Charlie, do you know the definition of a pervert?
No, I don't.
I do because I remember it because he scared the fuck out of me. Because guess what he did next?
Huh.
He went under his desk and got out a goddamn dictionary, thumbed through it, and found the word pervert.
Huh.
And then he read me the fucking definition in the dark at 12:30 at night. And that's why I remember to this day the definition of the word pervert.
That's much
at
more
least
of
in the Webster Dictionary.
Yeah, that's much more of a tame, more literature-based story than I thought it was going.
Oh, the literature gets deeper, though. So he goes and he flips through the book. Yeah, it gets deep. Yeah, first we're going to argue about some literary work. So he thumbs through the Webster's Dictionary, finds the fucking definition, and he says, "A pervert is a man or a woman that likes things that are not normal." And then he closes it. And he says, "See, a pervert isn't a bad thing, is it, John?" And I said, "Well, Red, since you put it that way, I guess a pervert isn't a bad thing. It's just someone who's not like everyone else." And I said, "That's pretty interesting, Red. You're quite a, and you're quite a well-read person." I kind of went that route with him, Charlie. I was trying to, like, diffuse the situation. I guess this is my little Me Too story. Now, he didn't touch me up. or nothing like that. Let me be clear. But anyhow, he was clear that he then said, no, I'm definitely a pervert, John. And I said, oh, are you, Red? I said, well, we all like weird stuff, and I'm going to get to sleep now, Red. And he said, no, you should stay awake, and we should talk a little more. And I said, no. I got to sleep. So I rolled over my bed and kind of like covered up to end the conversation and thought, please don't let him rape me. Please don't let him rape me. And then all of a sudden, the bunk began to shake like Red was doing crunches down in the bottom. I knew Red wasn't doing crunches, Charlie. But I was a young motherfucker. I only weighed about 110 pounds. So I didn't jump off the bed and kick his ass. But it took him a long time to finish. And it was very disturbing to lay in a bed with a grown man below me jerking off after we just had that little do you know what a pervert is interaction. I have to tell you.
What are you going to do? What you
going to do in this situation?
You can't leave that.
Later in life, I would have got down and probably beat the shit out of him or clubbed him with a padlock. But this was too early. I hadn't been taught the ways of the wild yet.
Or if you had some form of gun in there, you could just...
You know, they make zip guns in there once in a while.
Really?
There's from time to time, you'll hear someone getting popped with a zip gun. Like someone will smuggle you in a 22 bullet or something, a little bullet, and you can put it in like a pin and then make a rubber band and a little primer to snap it and pop it, and you can make a little fucking shoot-itself gun.
Huh.
Some crazy shit, ain't it? I never seen a zip gun in there. I just heard of them.
Huh.
But I had some pretty fucking big bone crushers in there. That's what they call a nice knife, is a bone crusher. I had some nice knives in there. I used to go stab them in the yard next to the little fence. Like they'd have like a little fence that was by the softball thing, and if you stab your knife in by the fence, when they'd go look for the knives with metal detectors, the metal detector would go off when it got close to the fence. So if you had your knife stabbed in the ground by the fence, they couldn't find it. But they would go like search the yard all the time with metal detectors because they knew we were hiding knives out there. But we still had so many of them out there, like if anything big went down, we could arm up real quick. Like in there, it's crazy, man. You like run drills on how quick you can get your knife and stuff. Some people are fucking, like, some people carry that stuff around in their ass and stuff like that. Like, it's like a ritual before doors break to put their knife up in their butt. And, like, it's fucking crazy in the high level.
I'd be afraid of cutting myself, too.
I would be extremely afraid of cutting myself. I never carried anything in my ass.
Knife is one of the last things I'd want to carry.
Yeah, drugs is potential, but I never did that either. I was like, I don't think I'm going to get it back, and I just don't know. Here's another good prison story for you, Charlie, on... This is a fucking freaky one. I've seen some disturbing shit in there, but this, in a weird way, even though everybody was fine in the end, spoiler, was one of the most disturbing stories ever. But fucking, this kid hooked up with some dudes that wanted him to be like the mule. And they said, hey, because they were already like on sanctions and shit, and they were being watched. They said, hey, we're going to hook you up with this girl we know. She's going to get on your visiting list, and when she comes to visit you, she's going to have drugs in her mouth, and she's going to kiss you, and you're going to swallow a couple balloons of heroin for us, okay? So he's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then when you come back, you're going to puke it up, and we're going to get it, and we'll give you some. So the kid, calling him a kid back he was probably like 20 or something, he agrees to do this. So he goes out on the visit the next weekend or the next couple weekends, and he gets the shit, and he comes back. Well, when he comes back, he can't puke. So they're like trying every fucking thing they can with him. They're giving him fucking mustard. They're like, because apparently if you eat like just straight mustard, it can make you puke. So like he's trying to give him mustard and stuff, he won't puke. So he's like, dudes, I don't know what to do. I can't puke. I'm just gonna go back to my cell. Well, these guys are like, no, you're not. And they kind of like kidnap the motherfucker, and they run and they throw him in the mop closet, and they go get a couple of their buds, and they're holding this dude upside down. One of them's like you do like, how you do a dog when you try to give him a pill. You got to stab at his jaw muscles until he opens, and you poke his cheek in there so he can't close it no more. One of them's doing that to him, and the other one's shoving his fingers and shit up his throat trying to make him throw up. And it probably took like 30 minutes of like molesting this guy to get him to finally puke up in that mop closet, and then for them to get their heroin. And then they didn't even give him none because they were so pissed off at him.
Maybe it was an anxiety thing.
I don't know what.
Maybe you have to relax before you...
If you go to prison, Charlie, don't agree to be a drug mule, even if you want a little taste. Be like, I'm straight, dog. I'm not going to swallow it.
Yeah, I've never swallowed drugs.
No, I would never do that either.
Except edibles, of course.
Yes.
But we went over that earlier.
Those edibles they're delicious. There's a big difference between balloons full of heroin And I don't think I think they were condoms too, probably, not balloons. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I don't fuck with that shit.
Sort of interesting.
It is interesting. I was
So you're
always
willing to
around it because I
swallow.
hung out with the guys and they trusted me, so they talked to me about this shit. I was on the in, but I didn't mess with this shit. I would sell it though. I did sell drugs in prison. I sold quite a bit of drugs. I would sell shit like cocaine and heroin when it would come around because I didn't have the temptation to use it.
Yeah.
The shit's so expensive and it's such a tiny little amount, and I don't like the shit. So it's like I'll just sell this crap. So I would sell as much of it as I can, save up my stamps and my little money, and then when weed would come around, I would buy all the weed and just smoke with everyone. It's kind of my MO. And I'd buy chicken. I loved buying chicken.
Yeah.
They sold chicken in the store, Charlie. Isn't that crazy? They sold banquet chicken.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. A few days ago.
Oh, yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
Chicken, love it.
Chicken. Turkey's pretty good, too. Turkey's not that great, or we'd eat it more than one time a year. Right?
Yeah, it's sort of a disservice to...
It's not that good. It's okay, but
not a disservice. It's like it's a bit of an FU to turkey as a food.
It is.
You only eat it once.
Only eat it once. I've always said it's probably the most disrespectful thing to be a lunch meat. Like, if I'm going to die, I want to be a roast or a steak or something fucking honorable. I don't want to be a goddamn lunch meat.
You're like a lion.
Yeah. I don't want to be for one meal, one specific
meal. You'd be fine
meal.
being eaten if I was...
A meal for a lion?
Yeah.
That'd be all right. Well, you'd be a good magician in Las Vegas then. You should get yourself a gay mate.
I'd be more like a...
Remember when Siegfried and Roy, you remember them guys?
No.
What? There was two magicians named Siegfried and Roy once upon a time in Las Vegas, and they had like white tigers, and they did weird magic and tiger training or something.
Sounds like a bit of a gimmick.
It definitely was, but then one of them got eaten by one of them. Well, he didn't even get eaten by him. He got killed by him.
I probably heard that story then, yeah.
Yeah, tragic thing.
Lions, they'll do that.
They will. He switched up his cologne, I think, is what happened. He started wearing he went from Brute to like Aqua Velvet or something. He switched his aftershave, and the lion thought, that smells delicious. I don't know. There's a lot of Arabs with lions right now. I keep seeing Instagrams with Arabs with declawed lions. They're all living like Scarface. Have you seen the movie Scarface before, Charlie?
Yeah.
That movie is good. Does that movie make you want to do cocaine and like live the rough life?
Not necessarily.
Me neither.
I saw it a while ago.
It does end bad for him, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say hello to my little friend. Can you do your Tony Montana? Let's hear Charlie Settles does Tony Montana. Do a Tony Montana.
Tony Montana. I am Tony Montana.
You're supposed to say something gangster like...
You would say that too.
Don't fuck with me or something. Say something.
I'm Tony Montana.
I can never be gangster when I'm on the spot.
You'd have to say his name.
Yeah, he always used to say his name. He liked to refer to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
He might have been a little bit slow. He might have been a tad slow.
We're all a bit slow.
We are. We are a bit slow. A bit slow. Remember the good old days when they used to call people retarded?
Yeah.
Now they don't do that no more. Now they have special words for them, like Asperger's.
Yeah.
They couldn't think of it. Like, the first time I heard that syndrome, like, I was like, okay, they used to call those people, like, slightly retarded or something. Now they say they have Asperger's. They couldn't think of a better name than Asperger's. You're trying to get the kid picked on even more, calling his disorder Asperger's.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Asperger?
I think the Brits are a little bit more respectful in the way they say it. I think they say Asperger's.
Asperger's, huh?
It still has ass in it, though.
It still has ass in it. And Burgers, that sounds like some kind of gay club.
Yeah.
Welcome to Asperger's. You know what would be a good name for a gay club? Would be the Manhole.
The Manhole.
The Manhole. That's a good name for like a gay club.
Sounds like a sort of big hole.
It does. The Manhole. Brainstorming up ideas for gay clubs. If you buy the domain, they might have to buy it from you. I think people have gotten rich that way by just like going online and like thinking of like a smart thing like, oh, look, JCPenney's doesn't have jcpenney.com yet. Let me buy that domain name, and then when JCPenney's finally realizes that they need internet, or not internet, but a web presence, then they'll have to buy it from me. I don't think
Yeah.
that much goes on anymore, but I think that shit used to go on pretty heavily. I think people used to get rich just selling domain names because they'd think of them first.
Yeah, that
I'm not
makes
sure,
sense.
though. I'm not sure. I think that was the thing. You know more about computery shit than me, don't you, Charlie?
Yeah.
Was that a thing?
You know, I don't know. I'm not an
What do you know
expert.
about Bitcoin, Charlie?
Uh,
This is the night of 1,000
there's
questions.
Bitcoin mining, I guess.
Oh,
You
did
go
you
and
know that they
mine
fucking make the
that.
people in China go on World of Warcraft and search for gold and mine gold, and then they collect it from the prisoners, and then they sell it online to people in like America that are too lazy to buy their own, like to look for their own gold in Minecraft. They like sell it for cash to them, and that's what they got some of their prisoners in China doing.
Minecraft? Or
Yeah. Oh, not Minecraft. But
World of okay.
Yeah, there's no that Minecraft is. God damn it! I cannot believe how much kids like Minecraft. They love that simple little game.
Yeah, it's like Legos, the video game.
It is. Oh, it's terrible. Have you ever played it?
Yeah, I used to play it back in the day, and
I got a little addicted to it too. I can't lie. I mean, it is kind of fun. You're right. It is kind of like Legos because you can build your shit and just takes a minute to learn how to craft, and then once you do, you're like, ooh, this is kind of cool. Oh, look, I can put this together. But it's so simple looking. So
yeah, and then
stupid.
you just realize you like it for a while, and then one day you just realize this is completely pointless.
And it's
There's
such
no-
a time suck,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Hundreds of thousands.
That's why I
of
stopped
hours.
with the video games.
I gotta give them up too. I'm such a Call of Duty faggot. I love that shit.
I actually met a dude. He was very good at Call of Duty. He was a bit of a trick shotter. Had about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, for
for
watching his
trick
little Call
shotting,
of Duty
yeah.
trick shots and shit.
Pretty cool guy.
That's crazy. What a way to live. What a fucking animal.
Yeah.
He's probably pulling in all kinds of
Yeah,
pussy.
we were in Lansing.
Wait
my
till you see
brother
this
and I were
360 jump shot.
Yeah, we were kind of chatting him up, my brother and I.
Kind of almost turned into a groupie thing, almost probably. If he had asked, you might not have been able to say no. You were so
Yeah,
impressed
he
by
was
him,
playing
huh?
Black Ops while we were talking to him.
You have 1,000 followers. You hit 1K.
Yeah.
Oh my Jesus.
He's in with Fuse apparently. Fuse, some kind of clan or something or the other for.
There's a lot of weird
Black
gamer
Ops.
shit out there where people are getting paid to play video games. They have a channel like on Twitch.
Seems to be a big industry actually.
It is.
All
We
that
should start
shit.
playing video games because people will watch you not because you're good at the game, but because you like talk shit about the game or something. Like that's what they're looking for. They want some commentary. They want someone to like talk about it while they play it, so they can
Yeah.
watch that. Which is kind of weird, but we could do that.
Yeah,
We
you
could
got all
make it
these
part of our
guys
show.
making videos. They're just boring.
Yeah, ours could be sweet. We could play some good two-player games.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't
That'd be
really want to
embarrassing as
either.
well.
It would be
I'm
very
not very good
embarrassing.
at. I'm not very good at video games.
I'm sucky at them too, and I hate like if someone's watching me play, I'm even worse at them, and it makes me just quit.
I'm only good at baseball. That's
You
one
aren't good
video
at
game.
baseball. You're too short, man. There's no way.
No,
you're
the
good at baseball.
baseball video game.
Oh, okay. I believe that then.
Yeah,
I say real life
because I can always
baseball.
make my player taller than I am.
Oh, I always thought I was gonna get taller. Like I'm 40 fucking years old, Charlie, and once in a while, I still, in my retarded mind, feel like, oh, maybe I'll get taller one day.
My parents are pretty short, but
Are they?
You know,
My mom is. My dad is something. I don't know. I met my dad once or twice. He's a motherfucker. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember if he's tall or not. It's not a sad thing. He was a dickhead, so I'm glad I didn't get to meet him. I don't even know if he's dead or alive. He could be anything. He had a couple more like kids that I didn't know about, and I actually went to high school with a dude that was my brother, and I didn't even know the motherfucker was my brother.
I went to school with my brother, but I knew it the whole time.
See, that's a lot
So
different.
it's a lot different.
I was kind
'Cause
of
you
a
know you're
dickhead
going
to
with
the
him.
guy that was my brother. His name was Eric Stanka.
Huh.
His fucking last name was Stanka. Everybody was mean to him.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
A
with
few
the last
letters
name.
more. That's a bad word.
Yeah, Stanka is not a good name.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wasn't that mean to him. But then later in life, my mom ended up working at like a rehab center, Dukoski Hall, as the intake nurse. And she's like, "You'll never guess who's in rehab." And I'm like, "Who's in rehab?" And she's like, "Your brother." And I was like, my brother? I didn't even know I had a brother. And she's like, yeah, his name is Eric Stanka. And I was like, oh, my God, I know that name because we used to tease a kid named Eric Stanka. Did he? And she's like, yep, he went to school with you and everything. I was like, that's crazy. I didn't even know I had a brother, that motherfucker. That dad of mine out there just having kids all over.
Sheesh.
And then, you know what's even worse is, like, for me not to know, I could have been really, what if I'd had sex with that guy? That would have been so gross. I didn't know he was my brother.
That's what you got to know. They got to let you know about that, yeah. Whose fault is it? It's more your parents'
less bad if you can't get someone pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, I think. It's still pretty gross, but if you can't, if a pregnancy
I think
can't
it's a
result,
lot
it's
better
not
if
as
you
bad.
can't get them, yeah. Because I know we used the word retarded before, but you could have a retarded baby.
You very well could. Or you can have an Asperger baby.
Yeah.
Or an Asperger.
Yeah.
Come Asperging his way out.
British fans out there.
Aspergen. Aspergen's ditch.
Mm.
Oy. Asperger's. That's probably what's wrong with me, Charlie. I probably have undiagnosed Asperger's.
Who knows?
Who knows? Everyone's got something
Could be
wrong
on the
with them
spectrum.
in today's society. Today's over-medicated, under-fucking enthused society. I think we're starting to get more enthused. I almost like Donald Trump now, Charlie. Have I told you that I've come around to liking him. He's fired up the good in so many people where they're like, we can't be dickheads. Like, he has been the perfect anti-hero. You see what I'm saying?
I was just going to say that, actually.
Yeah,
the anti-hero word, that's all I thought of.
Yeah, he's fucking beautiful for it because it's, like, brought the best out in so many people.
Yeah.
You know what I really want to see happen, though, and I'm going to get a little fucking liberal real quick and, like, fucking preachy. I want to see one of these rich, powerful motherfuckers that's touched some girls' asses and boobs that he shouldn't have. I want to see him come out first. How come that's not fucking happened at least once? How come one guy hasn't been, hey, you know what? There's 3 or 4 girls out there that should, if they haven't already, come out and let you know that I'm a pervert. Maybe they don't want to come out, and you know what? If you don't want to come out, girls, don't come out. But I'm gonna come out and say, you know what? I was a pervert.
Trump should have done it in the debates or something of that.
I feel like he thought it would disqualify him if he even admitted to it at all. He should have, but he's a fucker. He's a fucker for that. But that's what I'm saying. He's the perfect fucker. He's great, bad example.
Yeah.
Like, even his supporters are starting to be like, what's up, man? You're giving tax breaks to your homeboys now and shit? He's gotten crazy, man. He's done.
He's gotten. I don't know if he's gotten. I think he's been crazy.
He's been pretty crazy.
But
he made a fucking Pizza Hut commercial for eating your pizza backwards.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with America.
That's that's like a red flag for mental illness. Eating
If
your
I was
pizza
on
backwards.
a date with a girl and she started eating her pizza backwards,
See anyone eating
I would
pizza
club
backwards
her like a baby seal.
You see someone
run the
eating
fuck
pizza
outta there.
backwards in a restaurant, you
Club
get
them
out
like
of
a baby
there.
seal.
Dine and dash, do whatever you have to do to get out
the
of there.
fuck out of there. Same as if it's like, there's certain pizzas where I understand the fork and knife, but if it's just a thin, clean pizza and the fucker, I cannot stand a fork and knife person.
Yeah, you're basically just, if you do that, you're just a posh piece of shit.
Something. You're jack off with condoms.
You're pretentious.
Yes,
if you
and you definitely, every time you've masturbated,
I've done it a
it's been
few
into
times,
condom.
but
jacked off into a condom?
No, but
that's all right. Actually, the cleanup is way easier. But that little oily film, I don't like that. I don't like that lubricated.
Doesn't
shit
taste as good afterwards either.
No,
The condom doesn't.
The pizza's horrible when you cut it. It's got the
Let's talk about
tinny.
condoms, actually.
Those condoms are gross too. They're gross.
Yeah.
Condoms, the other white meat.
I think they could make them better, actually. I just thought that.
Whenever people talk about broken condoms, I get jealous a little bit.
We've had
it's like, what the fuck are you doing to break a condom?
And how long have we
I'm
had the
pretty
same
active,
type of
but
condom?
Jesus Christ, what do you have to do to bust a condom?
Yeah, it's true.
That's a lot of fucking strenuous shit. I think people are lying or getting really cheap condoms when that happens. I don't know.
Maybe if you're in some kind of like dangerous profession,
maybe if
where
you
there's
got
a lot of needles.
Maybe if you got a hog that needs the big size and you're wearing the little size, maybe it blows out because you're stuffing too much in there. I don't know.
It's just science, I guess that would be.
I just don't wear condoms, so I don't worry about it. I take my chances, Charlie. You only fucking live one time. Condoms are terrible. I'm not giving the world advice or you advice, Charlie, but I fucking hate them. They're not fun.
I was saying they could be better too. We have all this technology, this
We do have a lot of technology.
supposed
And
3D printing technology. What are we doing?
Yep, condoms have not come very far. The unintentional pun. Condoms haven't. Oh, remember I told you we're gonna have an old joke segment. I'm gonna start getting this shit together. I'm gonna start before we do our show. I'm actually gonna write this shit down. We're gonna put the segments together.
Okay.
But here's the old joke for this week. Why did the condom fly across the room?
Why?
Because he was pissed off. That was a short joke. I'm gonna give you a couple condom
Couldn't have been
jokes.
that old though.
I'm gonna give you a couple condom jokes. Did you know you can use a condom twice?
No.
Yeah, you have to flip it over and shake the fuck out of it. Uh-huh. One more condom joke.
Okay.
No, I guess this isn't a condom joke. This will be a joke. This is just, I
It's
don't
a
even know
joke,
what this
which
is.
is
It's just another
related to
joke.
that.
Did you know that Donald Trump was a test tube baby?
No.
Yes. He wasn't worth a fuck back then, and he's not worth a fuck now. That's an old joke, too. I think I first heard it about, like, George Bush or some shit.
He was a president back in the day.
He was
For all our
once a
viewers.
president named Bush. His granddaughter does the morning show. She's Jenna Hager Bush. Like, I used to watch the morning show. I seen her for a while, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is the president's granddaughter. What the fuck is she doing as being a news anchor? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I'm sure she'd.
I get excited about the wrong shit. You know, I used to think eggs were expensive, Charlie.
No.
I thought eggs were expensive as fuck for a huge part of my life. Because in prison, they keep the eggs locked up. We never get, like, real eggs. It's always some, like, instant egg. And the couple eggs they do use is for special occasions. Like, eggs are high tech to get in prison. So I always thought the eggs were expensive. And when, like, someone steals eggs, they always charge you, like, $5 a piece for them because they're hard to get. So I get out and find out eggs are like $1 for 12 of them. It blew my fucking mind. It blew my mind.
Maybe
Charlie.
it's some sort of scam by the government that they try to.
You know, one thing they do try to trick people with, Charlie?
What was that?
This is a scam by the government and by media and other people, and this is real shit. They tell people that you can't vote if you've been convicted of a felony. Like, they'll tell, like, inmates will tell each other that. You'll hear that said, and it's a lie. You can vote if you've been convicted of a felony. I mean, you can't vote if you're in prison because you can't make it to the place. But if you're free, if you're not in prison, you can go vote no matter what. You can be on parole, all that shit.
Man.
That's some bad disinformation, isn't it? I feel like they put that out there on purpose. You know, back in the day, you used to have to own land to vote because they didn't want dumb people voting.
Yeah,
in a way, you almost have to think, like, that's kind of a good idea. In a way. I mean, now it doesn't work out, especially because people get rich like Justin Bieber. Like, how the fuck does he deserve to vote? He's dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if only, like, people that were smart enough. Like, I could even throw myself on the fire right now and say I would not deserve a vote because I do not do enough investigation into the facts of what they do. None of that shit. Like Trump is trying to get rid of Barack Obama's health care thing. He's signed a bunch of things. I don't know what none of that is. I don't study any of that crap. Like, you should be a person that looks into that shit if you vote almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we're voting based on just, like, popularity, like YouTube fucking ballot style, like, it's not as, I don't know, it's not as safe. It's not as safe a system. You end up with a Trump as president. We end up with too many shitheads in a row, and we're going to look like idiots to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Well, at least Barack looked all right.
He looked all right, but he only looked all right. He was just a smooth operator.
Yeah.
We were at war the whole time he was president. Like, he deported tons of fucking people. I think he deported more people than any president before him. Yeah, that's a true fact. He deported more people than anybody before him. He just kept his shit on the DL. Like, he blew up babies and kids and moms, and he stayed at war and was drone warfaring and all that shit. That shit comes from the top. Like, you're in charge, you can stop it. So, yeah, Barack was cool in a way. Like, he was a good face guy, and he was good for America's, like, spirit, I feel like. But really, he was just a straight politician, man. Like, Donald Trump is because of people being just, like that shit is, like, saddening to you almost. Like, I know a lot of, like, I bet you there's a lot of black people that are like, God damn it, Barack, you could have done so much more for us. Like, what did you do for black people? He didn't do shit. Not in my opinion. Now, he might have brightened up their day and made their children feel a little bit better about themselves, where it's like, hey, I could be president now.
Yeah.
That's one positive thing. Like, I
He
say
was.
positive things came from his presidency.
He was black the whole time he was president.
No. He was white a couple times. Wasn't You know who's going white right now? He's doing the Michael Jackson.
White.
Sammy motherfucking Sosa.
I
The
saw
home run
that,
king.
actually.
You see how
yeah.
white that motherfucker is now?
He plays. Wait, no.
I'm
He's
feeling so
not-
guilty about being white anymore, Charlie. It's
Is
the
he
worst
turning
thing.
into a girl as well?
He might be.
He can play softball.
He can play the
He's
he can
best
switch to
softball
playing
player
some
ever.
softball. He's got to turn into a gay girl though. He's got to be a fat
Yeah.
lesbian then.
They actually allow steroids in softball.
They
So-
should. It'd make it a much funner sport.
Yeah.
They should allow steroids and fighting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting some big fat lesbian getting whipped around by her
Yeah.
French braids?
Be a lot of it. It'd be a more sexy sport.
They always have them
Softball.
double French braids. Those
They're
always used to
softballers?
turn me on until I actually met a girl that kept her hair like that.
Is that the complex braid?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
single-
yeah. Where it runs up on their head and it comes down.
Oh
a
yeah,
ways.
yeah. They have to because they have to keep their hair right for softball.
Yeah, something. There's many rules.
They don't look good.
I don't think
They
we have
say
to
that
worry
softball
about
players look
offending
like
any
that.
big fat softball girls because I imagine Man Sharpens Man has 0 big fat softball girl listeners, and if they are listening, they've got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, they're probably good at softball.
Probably
which is all that
damn
matters.
good at softball.
If they're softball players.
That's softball. That's so crazy. And they call it softball. And you know what? That most of it is slow pitch, where like the pitcher is almost on your team. He's trying to like let you hit the ball.
Yeah, and softball makes it sound like
Like it's safe almost.
yeah.
It is not. Like you fucking hit that ball, you almost rip your shoulder out of joint. It's so heavy. Like when you slug it with a bat.
Throwing a watermelon at someone.
Hell yeah.
basically.
In prison, that's all they play because the yards are too small. So that's
Yeah.
all they let the guys play is fucking softball. I played every sport in there. I played football. I played fucking handball, tennis, hacky sack, volleyball, basketball all the fucking time. Never. I mean, I played some, but I never liked softball. It was terrible.
Sucks to throw a softball.
Oh my God, does it suck?
So much better to throw baseball.
Much more fun. Much more satisfying too.
Yeah. Doesn't even feel like you're throwing with softball.
No, it feels like you're like, I don't know, whipping a melon, like you said.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Very light melon.
A light melon. Oh shit! What time is it, Charlie? We got to get to this motherfucking show tonight.
6:35.
I tell you, I never come more alive than when I got comedy, man. I love doing this shit. This has been the shit. I'm coming up on 1 year right now, and you know what?
Amazing.
Like I told you already, and I'll tell my fucking audience, I had a booker just fucking randomly get a hold of me, like, "What's up, dog? Be in my show." That's some shit right there. That's like a milestone for me, man.
That's something to be thankful for.
I'm fucking super
For-
thankful for that.
We had Thanksgiving a few days ago. But no, that is awesome.
That Thanksgiving was
Mm,
good.
tasty.
It was tasty.
No, that is that is awesome.
Hell yeah, it was awesome. Fucking, I mean, it's not like it's Don King or nothing, but it's like a fairly medium-sized nobody. They got a whole. Hopefully he's not listening to my show. He's like, let me check out this guy's show and see how he does. Oh, he's talking shit about me. Fuck him. No, but it was cool that someone actually reached out to me like that. I don't know if he was in one of the audiences or someone told him, hey, Little John's kind of fucking. Oh, that's another thing, Charlie. I'm retiring my LJ.
Yes, I heard this.
Not
I heard
for.
of this.
I think I'll keep it for the show, maybe for Man Sharpens Man. But for comedy, I'm just gonna go out there. I'm just gonna be John Hall or Johnny Hall or whichever one of the two. John Hall. I just want people to know it. You know, another reason I'm doing it is what if some of the people that have shitted on me throughout the years, because there's quite a few people that have shitted on me. Not that I need them to ever see me do good, but if I ever do even worth a little bit, I want them to know that them shitting on me doesn't matter. I still smell good. I took a shower. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't want to be LJ. They hear about me and they say, I don't give a fuck. But if they hear who I am, then it's like, aha, to you motherfuckers that have shitted on me and wronged me, here you go. You see? It's a good thing, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
I don't
gotta
want
give
people to
back.
think I'm like trying to be up there under some alias, like I'm ashamed of what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
proud of what I'm saying. Even if I am talking about trannies being in the bathroom or something offensive.
Yeah. What's interesting about my name is that it isn't actually my real name. My real name is Charles Suttles.
Charles. That's super proper.
Yeah.
Have you ever been called Chuck?
Yep.
You did
The
go
other
by Chuck
day,
for a
the
while?
other day actually. I've never told anyone to call me Chuck, so
But somebody randomly called you Chuck?
some people call me Chuck. Don't really know why.
Some people call me the Chuck, Chuck, Chuck. Chuck, Chuck, a Chuck, a Chuck, a Chuck.
It actually happened the other day. A few
I
days
almost
ago.
called you Chuck E. Cheese, but it was just because I just say weird shit once in a while.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I was like associating your name with Chuck or nothing. It was just because I was thinking about Chuck E. Cheese one day.
Yeah. It's a good place to go.
One time I accidentally called a girl
there
Monkey Mouth.
a lot.
Like all day long I was hanging out with a
Monkey
couple of
Mouth.
my male friends, and I was like, me Monkey Mouth, you Monkey Mouth. And then I seen this girl I knew at the grocery store, and I was like, hey, what's up, Monkey Mouth? And as soon as I said it, I was like, ooh, that was a wrong thing to say.
Was she in the banana section at
No,
the
but she
grocery
did have
store?
a dead tooth.
Because of the monkey thing.
She had a dead black tooth, and I think she thought I was referring to it.
Oh, okay.
You see, monkey. I don't even know. I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm just retarded. It's fun though. It's fun. It's fun, Charlie.
Yeah. This
It
could
is
be a
fun.
new record of the word retarded said
We have said it a lot.
at least 10 times
But
today.
I love retarded people, so don't let. I have a retarded
Yeah,
nephew.
no disrespect.
He's
or
actually
anything.
autistic. I guess that's the real word for it. But back in the day, they would have just called him retarded.
Yes.
It doesn't make it right. It doesn't even sound like that bad of a word. I feel like they need to take its power away and like it's not that bad of a word. It's a description word.
Well, in music, as some of you guys may know, I used to play the trumpet. I still do. Retard, R-I-T-A-R-D, means to slow down.
Oh, it does.
Yep.
So
So,
to be
you know,
retarded
retarded people
just
are
means you're a
just
little slowed down.
a little slow.
So when I
Doesn't mean-
smoke weed, I am actually retarded.
Yeah. It's
So
like
that's
if,
not bad. I'm just using the right word.
yeah, it's like if someone could figure out what that 5 plus 5 equals 10 in a normal amount of time, and then if they can do that in a longer amount of time, then they're not dumb, they're just retarded.
Exactly, because it took them longer.
Yeah.
It's just the proper thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's wrap this up so we can get to this fucking comedy show. This has been Man Sharpens Man with LJ
Yeah.
and Charlie, the
been a
retard
heartwarming
cells. Now we're done using retard. Tune in next week when we'll have a retard-free episode. All right, peace, pot, and microdot.